Peace and blessings, brothers and sisters. Today, I'm going to expose you to a tribe called the Andaman tribe. The Andaman tribe, Andaman. And the purpose of this video is simply to expand your knowledge of the various tribes that are birthed from the motherland, and to also expose you to the reason why some of us are so hostile, towards the Caucasians. And this is to expose you to those things that I just aforesaid. So we're going to begin this video. Not very long. I want you to pay very close attention to what's being played.
The shortened discomfort they could not control.
Trying to make peaceful contact with the tribes has been a slow and painful business. For the 70 years following Radcliffe Brown's expeditions, all contact was hostile. In the late 60s, Pandit, at the time a junior civil servant, joined up with B.D. Singh, a police sergeant. They were attempting to make the first contact with the islanders for over 30 years. It was to prove a brave move.
It was then only in April 1974 that some of us, we were dropping gifts there and not wanting to force our friendship or anything, but we were only indicating that we want to be friendly.
Armed with presents of fruits and cooking pots, they set out to win over the Jarawa people.
For those of you just coming in, this is the tribe of Andaman, the Andaman tribe.
Music, the fierce Jarawa dance. On Little Andaman Island, far away to the south, they found the Ongi tribe, loving and contented, just as Radcliffe Brown had described, devoted couples who enjoyed prolonged hugging. Despite this, relations with the tribes themselves had been hostile ever since the British set up a penal colony here after the Indian Mutiny in 1857. The Ongi and the Jarawa joined forces to drive them out.
Eventually they conspired and they conferred among themselves.
Even the different tribes?
Yes, a number of tribes. They decided to mount an attack on the settlement. And in the early morning, they attacked. A lot of damage was done to the settlement, and a lot of people got killed on both sides. Yes.
Guns.
They were fighting with their bows and arrows, spears, and they were, usually the resistance from the British side was with their guns. Naturally, many of them got killed in the process.
Many people were killed on both sides. The Ongi tribe finally accepted foreign rule, but the Jarawa remained hostile. And the Sentinelese proved even more difficult to deal with.
This tribe refused to submit to any force or to submit any blandishments by gifts the way the others had.
Pandit's party of 1974 moved on. For the first time, they prepared to land on the island occupied by the terrifying Sentinelese. The usual offerings of fruit and metal implements were left on the deserted beach. And an extra special gift. They left a live pig tethered to a tree. The anthropologist retired to wait and watch.
Whenever we tried to approach them, they were ready with their bows and arrows, and they were firing the arrows at our boat and aiming at the people who were making wrong kind of gestures. And their own body language was such, they were
making very
yes.
threatening.
And the bows and arrows carried, they were threatening, they were shooting warning arrows towards us, and they were also turning their backs on us, sitting on their haunches, which means they were trying to insult us, saying that we don't want you here.
In a final act of rejection, the Sentinelese slaughtered the pig on the beach, buried it, and left. To this day, the tribe has fought off any gestures from the outside world. Not the paradise Erica imagined. These islands have a grisly past.
All the things that we've seen have been changed by the relative newcomers in the last 100 years or so. But if we can get to some pristine forest, if we can get to meet some of the people, if we can get to see somebody hunting, that would be really great. Chat, haven't got kids, that would be really add something to our work in the lab.
But things are looking bad. There are rumors of clashes between the Jarowa tribe and new settlers over land, which could be the reason the officials don't want her to meet them. She can't get a permit to visit the Jarowa, even though a road leads right through the center of their territory. Construction of the trunk road cutting the Jarowa land in two was highly controversial. The tribe took their anger out on the construction workers, attacking and killing anyone cutting down trees. It was being built at the time policeman B.D. Singh first visited the Jarowa with Pandit.
Take a seat, please.
I'm really interested in the effect of the road. What effect the roads had.
They are very angry about the building of the road, Erica. On several occasions, they tried to obstruct the road work. Once, they shot a bulldoze driver with an arrow.
All right, for those of you who have just come on, today I'm introducing you to another one of the tribes from the motherland. It's the Adaman tribe. It's the Adaman tribe. And I'm exposing you to their culture, exposing you also to why they were hostile towards the Caucasians. And we have a Caucasian archaeologist here that's trying to be able to get some personal interaction with them, but because of the hostility of the Britons, they won't allow her to get in. So she's trying to get a license for her to be able to get some DNA to be able to prove that these people are one of the tribes where man possibly could have evolved from, just to get you up to speed on what's going on.
They thought that he was to blame for the road. He was cutting the trees, destroying the jungle. So they shot him with an arrow one morning. I even remember the date. It was March 1973.
1973.
The Jarowa's Garden of Eden was cut in two. Even recently, loggers and poachers using the road have had their hands cut off or been killed. Contact has brought illness, conflict, and corruption. Young Jarowa boys now hang around the road demanding handouts from drivers. Their isolation has gone forever.
All right, so now I wanted to expose you to that because now we can go back into history and we can go back into Black Wall Street in Oklahoma. We can go back into Black Wall Street in Durham, North Carolina, and we can see how everywhere that these Europeans have went into, they have disrupted our lifestyle. Every time we try to go forward, they're always fighting us. You know, today they fight us politically. They feel like as if though they're not going into our neighborhoods with guns, with lynching, that they're being civilized. But here I'm trying to debunk the ideology that they're trying to brainwash us with, that they're not uncivil, that we're the ones that's uncivil. When they're the ones that have invaded this native land, they slayed the indigenous people of this native land, but yet they still want to try to make it seem like as if though they're so civil. And as you see the Adaman tribe in the video, you see how they loved each other. So they try to make us seem like we're a bunch of savages because we live out in the jungle. And as you can see, they were very civilized people. They loved each other. But the reason why they were hostile is because those Britons came into their territory and they tried to take them over. This is the purpose of educating you so you can see for yourself that although our people live in an ancient civilized way, doesn't make them uncivilized because they had no contact with modern civilization. Also, is to expose you to the actual foods that they ate. Now, I didn't play that in this particular video, but you could go on YouTube, and the only thing you have to do is look up the Andaman tribe, Andaman, and you will actually see that they did eat meat. All right, they actually went fish hunting, and they actually slew a turtle for them to actually eat their food and what have you. They lived in an ancient civilized way, you know, their beds and also the way that they dress. So they still live in an ancient civilized way because they never had been exposed to modern civilization. So again, I encourage you to go to our page, go to Black Community Empowerment. Go to Black Community Empowerment. On that page, we have a lot of information in regards to our heritage. We have various websites that you can go to broaden your knowledge about our people. We have economic resources that you can utilize in order for you to learn about real estate, in order for you to work out a budget, in order for you to learn how to start a business. We have various tools on there where you can go shopping at Black-owned businesses. So please, go to our page. Again, Black Community Empowerment. Again, is to do exactly that, to empower us as a people, to give us a sense of pride that we are not inferior. Also to educate us about people that we had no idea about. I highly encourage you to go see Hidden Figures, about our queens that worked at NASA that actually helped, in regards to a trip outside of the earth realm, to be able to come back from outer space to the earth realm. Our women that helped with that, assisted that. We actually have those actual women on our page. Again, Black Community Empowerment. I'm sorry about saying capital, brothers and sisters. I at one time had it as Black Capital Empowerment. But again, this is simply just to educate you so you get a knowledge of self, knowledge of who you are, so you can have some pride about who you are, because everywhere these Europeans went, they stripped us of our heritage. They stripped us of our culture. They stripped us of our language, and it's for us to gain that back. It's for us to know where we come from, so that we can trace our DNA back to the tribes that we actually come from, so we can find out more about ourselves and about the language that we actually spoke. And by you doing so, you can also find out the science, which today some call religion, that you actually, practice within your tribe, within your bloodline, so you could get a sense of, where, you should be at spiritually as well. So you can research these things, so you can find out that, Christianity was forced on us. All right. Not to play it down. I'm just saying that it was forced on us. Okay. It's a historical fact that they invaded, our tribes and they introduced us to Christianity, forced us to, bow down to this God. So, we have to find out, what science did we practice? What's our actual spirituality? I'm not saying subscribe to dark magic. I'm not saying to do that, because again, every practice that, our people actually practice does not necessarily mean that that's the practice that we should subscribe to. All right. So I love you. Peace and blessings be upon you. Appreciate you. Hopefully you chime in again. Again, Black Community Empowerment. Go there. Hope you join us. And you can also contribute to our growth and our education about ourselves and about our spirituality, and to be able to help one another with economics, and to be able to bind together as a family so we can support each other, and so that we can help each other to succeed. Peace and blessings. Love you.